What's going on, everyone? Phil here, and welcome to the Week in Preview. Today is Sunday, May 1st, 2016, and the camera looks like it's too far. Now it's not. I shouldn't have even touched it. I should have just left it. Actually, that's a little better. There you go. Welcome to the Week in Preview. It's May. If you can believe it, it is May. And there's a lot that's going to happen this month. It's going to be a very heavy gaming month. Lots of releases coming up. And I'm going to be covering most of them. Some of them I'm purposely, skipping because there's either stuff that doesn't interest me or stuff that I've tried out a demo of and I didn't particularly like it or didn't catch on with my viewing audience. I'll explain about all that in a moment. But for the most part, May is going to be one of the heaviest release months of the year with several heavy-hitting, large-scale AAA releases that people have been waiting for quite some time, a few smaller things in between there, and pretty much every week except for the first week of May is going to be loaded with one, if not more, multiple big-name game releases, okay? So, I basically this week coming want to try to cover as much as I can without getting too inundated with stuff before the new releases start. Because the bottom line is I want to get as far as I can into things that I've been working on. I want to finish up ongoing projects. I've got a few ideas for edited videos that I want to make for KO Gaming. All of which are in my mind, and I definitely want to take time to do them, but I don't want to take up so much time that I don't get stuff done in time for next week's new releases, which are huge. Uncharted 4 and Doom are both going to be giant releases that I'm very much looking forward to. And so I hope that obviously next week you're going to join me for those playthroughs, but let's talk about this week, alright? So first off, before we get started on the schedule, I just want to point down here to the corner to Patreon. I want to let everyone know what happened with April's fundraising efforts on Patreon, because as you know, if we hit the goal for April, then I'm going to be doing a cool indie marathon where people who pledge $5 or more in April are going to be nominating and voting on indie games for me to play in a marathon either at the very end of May or very early June, all right? Depending on scheduling and stuff, because I know there's a couple new releases near the end of the month. Well, the bottom line is I don't know yet, and the reason is because today's only May 1st, so Patreon has processed a lot of pledges, but not all of them. Number one, not all of them have been processed. That's number one. They're not all completed yet. Number two, a lot of people got declined. In fact, 25 people got declined this month. The good news is, from what I saw, most of those pledges were low dollar, it's like $1 here or there, so it's not really going to affect the funding level that much. But, that being said, 25 people, all with various pledge amounts can add up. So right now, I don't know, yes or no, whether or not we hit the goal for April. However, I'm going to tell you this, I am feeling pretty positive about it. I think that we are going to hit it. From what I see, from who's still left to be processed and all of that, I think we're in the clear. I don't want to promise that. I'll let you know, obviously, later in the week as everything clears up and people who had their pledges decline update their info. But yeah, I hope that we hit it because I would love to do another indie marathon. Like I said, all month we did tons of these last year. I think we did 3 or 4 indie marathons last year. Every one turned out to be a great time with me playing a wide variety of different games. It really kind of broadened my horizons when it came to what's out there in the indie universe, because usually I don't play indie games, and I really enjoyed them. So I hope that we hit the goals, okay, and that everything goes good. All right, now, in regards to the just occurring Patreon goal, all right, which was the World of Warcraft marathon. Unfortunately, it didn't turn out as planned. For those of you who watched the thing live or watched the videos on YouTube, you know what happened. Unfortunately, World of Warcraft seems to be a game where massive trolling is possible. Even if you try to hide your server and hide your character name and hide all of your info, people can find you within a matter of moments and troll you in the early areas, which doesn't allow you to progress with the quests, which means you can never level up. So unfortunately, I had to play the game offline after trying for about an hour and a half of trying to get this stream work. It wasn't working. Too many people were trolling. But I did play the game for a good 5 to 6 hours offline. I had a lot of fun playing it. Something different, something I never play. I never do MMOs. And the bottom line is I enjoyed it. And I would like to possibly play it again. But that's going to be dependent on people who watched and said, gee, is this something that we'd like to see Phil do another marathon of? Now, here's the thing. When I finished my gameplay of World of Warcraft, I ended at level 15. At level 15, you can now do dungeon quests, which means you can matchmake randomly with people who form a kind of a group of people randomly put together to go into a dungeon and take on these, mobs and all of this. And I guess there's big boss fights and all kinds of loot and all kinds of stuff that happens. And apparently, from people are saying, that's kind of the meat of the game. You do the dungeons together to level up, and then eventually you progress in the story, and then you can do raids. But I don't know if anyone's interested in seeing another World of Warcraft stream or not, unfortunately, because this one didn't turn out how I had planned. I did as best as I could with what happened, right? I did the best that I absolutely could with all the trolling. I hope that people understand and, appreciate that I did still play a good 5-6 hours after the trolling ended to try to make up for it, and, it is what it is. I didn't realize that that's how World of Warcraft was set up. I thought maybe there would be some safeguards. There was nothing, and there was really no way for me to protect myself. So I apologize to those who were looking forward to a big marathon stream, but at least you got the gameplay that was promised, okay? So we'll see in the future. Possibly people would like to see me go back and do some of these dungeons or whatever, if that's another thing people are interested in, whether it's going to be another Patreon event or if it'll be something that I just do when there's nothing going on during the summer. I don't know. But obviously, I'd like your feedback, okay? All right. So now let's talk about this coming week so you know exactly what to expect every day, all right? Monday, I'm going back to Starfox 0, and I've pretty much done everything possible to delay myself from playing this game again, including playing the Nioh alpha demo, which I didn't even know existed. I played that twice, and I also tried to basically do as much as I could outside of playing this freaking game, because I was so disappointed when I played it on launch day, and this rarely happens. I didn't even want to play it again until I absolutely had to finish it off. And, man, 20 years I waited. 20 fucking years I waited to play another Star Fox. I finally played it, and I was so deflated when I played it that I was so disappointed with that final stage. I was like, you gotta be joking me. So, tomorrow I'm going to go back to the final stage of Star Fox Zero. I'm going to beat it. At least, as long as it takes for me to get through the whole freaking planet again, and the maze, and the dog fight, and then finally the final boss or whatever, I'm going to play it again and complete it tomorrow. Then, what I'm going to do, I actually looked up online a secrets guide on how to unlock, because there's a ton of hidden stages in the game. So tomorrow what I'm going to do, after I beat it, however long it takes, I'm going to try to go back and unlock the hidden stages, okay? And I'm going to try to do some of them. I'm not going to try to do all of them. It's too much, especially for a game that I don't like the controls at all, right? Stupid gyroscope motion controls are terrible. I'm still going to go back and try out some of the hidden content in the game, because tomorrow night, I want to review Star Fox Zero. I think you pretty much know what I'm going to say in the review if you've been listening to me talk about this game in the past week. However, I do officially want to put out a review for it. So that's going to be tomorrow night. I'll put out a review for Star Fox Zero. All right. Tuesday, the Overwatch beta launches. And that's cool because I've now played Battleborn, wasn't impressed, thought the frame rate was too low for a modern game, and it's just not worth $60. So now I'm going to be trying to play Overwatch, which is the Blizzard co-op kind of first-person shooter. Apparently it does run at 60 frames per second. Apparently it has fast and furious gameplay. A lot of people are comparing it as like the modern Team Fortress 2. I'll judge for myself on Tuesday. And you might say, why are you getting on Tuesday? I thought the beta's not till Wednesday. Well, I pre-ordered the game, and when you pre-order the game, you actually get a code to play the beta a day early. So I'll be playing it on Tuesday, all right? That'll be my main gameplay stream for Tuesday. Tuesday night, I'm going to be doing a video about Nioh. This Nioh alpha demo that I played, 2 major sessions of over 6 hours of gameplay into this game. I've got a lot to say about this game. I want to give you my opinions on it because there's a lot that I like and there's some stuff that I seriously dislike, and I kind of want to talk a little bit about it because it came out of nowhere. This is a demo no one expected, and it just came out of nowhere, boom. And everyone's like, what the hell? It's like Dark Souls on crack. And it really is. It's that difficult. It's harder than Dark Souls in my opinion. But I have a lot to say about it. So that's going to be Tuesday night. I'll be putting out my thoughts on Nioh after playing the alpha demo. That'll be going live on KO Gaming. Wednesday, more than likely, if I really liked the Overwatch beta on Tuesday, I'll be playing more of the Overwatch beta on Wednesday. Now, if I didn't like the Overwatch beta, or if I played it and people were already completely bored of it, I'll do something else on Wednesday. I'm not sure what yet, okay? It could be a gameplay stream. Maybe I'll do a long stream of Persona 3 or something like that, okay? Because I haven't played the game in a long time, and I think the game deserves some more attention, you know, because it hasn't been played now 3 weeks, and I know that's a playthrough that I want to continue. But we'll see. So Wednesday's kind of playing it by ear. Either way, Wednesday night, I'm going to be doing my thoughts on Overwatch, okay? And that'll be going live on KO Gaming. So this week, for KO Gaming, is going to be a huge week. You're going to have review Star Fox Zero, my thoughts on Nioh, and then my thoughts on Overwatch, all going live on KO Gaming this week. So I certainly hope you'll check it out over at youtube.com/KO Gaming 1. All right? That'll be good. Now, that obviously leaves some free time. We've got Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, and it's uncertain what's going to be going on. Uncharted 4 comes out on Tuesday. So I've got some big chunks of time here to see what do I want to play. And I've been thinking about this, and I've been thinking, well, I could possibly do like a downtime playthrough. And there's a few candidates of games that people have been bringing up recently. Some people have said, why don't I play Mafia 2? Because Mafia 2 is the best in the series. You know, it's much better than Mafia 1, supposedly. It's available, like you can get it on, like, I think Xbox Live or whatever. It's available for downloading to play right away. And Mafia 3 is coming out much later this year in October, and I've never played a Mafia game before. So I'm considering, gee, you know, I've got 4 or 5 days here with a major stream each day. Maybe I could play Mafia 2 and do, you know, a few days of that and maybe get through it by next week. I don't know. Now, some people have said, well, we prefer maybe if you focused in on, for example, Persona 3. But I'll be honest with you, I don't think anyone's going to want to stick around and just watch me play Persona 3 for 4 to 5 days straight. I really do feel that Persona 3 is a game for, you know, it has its audience. It's certainly not the mainstream viewing audience, but that's okay because I like playing it, but I can't just play it like the only game I'm playing for a week. That would be suicide for the business. There's no way I could do that, you know, just being real with you. So I definitely want to play it. What I want to do is balance Persona 3 with whatever else I'm doing this week. So we have to see how things go. There's a chance Overwatch is so good. Imagine if the beta is so good that I want to play it like 3-4 days. That'd be crazy good. I mean, and I'd be excited for that because that means when Overwatch comes out later this month, I'm going to have a ton of fun with it. But let's see. I mean, I like Blizzard. I trust Blizzard as a game dev. Typically, the stuff they put out is good. But we'll see. You know, I gotta be honest here. I'm not gonna be a fanboy about it. I want to see if it's actually good. A lot of people are hyping the shit out of this game, and I don't know if it's gonna be as good as people are kind of building it up to be. I don't want to have higher expectations than I should. Then I play it. I'm like, it's not as good as you know, everyone got me hyped for it. Okay. So, this week will be the conclusion of Starfox and the review. Some Overwatch beta, either 1-2 sessions or more, depending on how good it is, plus my thoughts on that game. Plus, I'll do a thoughts on Nioh video. Plus, I'm going to be playing more Persona 3. And there's a chance that I'll be doing another playthrough. Now, some other people have said, well, Phil, why don't you do a stream of Hearthstone? Because for those of you who aren't aware, Hearthstone released a big expansion last week, where it's a brand new card set called Whispers of the Old Gods. And it's all about, it's kind of like HP Lovecraftian stuff, like tentacles and Cthulhu, however you say it, Cthulhu demons or whatever they are. That's pretty much the whole pack. It's like all the characters are corrupted by tentacles, and it's really weird. Some of the cards are very bizarre. There's a whole way to play the game now with this new legendary card that was released in the game, where people just kind of stack their decks and try to buff this legendary card. And I've played it, and I locked a ton of packs because when just playing the game, you unlock, I think, 3 packs just for playing 1 match. Then you unlock, like, 5 more packs for winning matches. I had a ton of coins because I've been playing the game off camera for, like, 2 months now. And I had like 3,000-4,000 coins accumulated. So I bought a ton of the packs of the new cards. So I've got a ridiculous amount of these new cards now that I'm trying to build a new deck on. And, I mean, I would like to do this in Hearthstone, being that it's brand new. But I don't know how many people would be interested in me doing a stream of it, simply because when I did Hearthstone last month, it was kind of like a gimmick for 1 session, and people were like, it's not that interesting. So I don't know. We'll see. You know, I want to get feedback. Should I do Hearthstone? Should I maybe play Mafia 2? What do you think I should do this weekend? Because then next week, once Uncharted 4 launches, that's it. You got Uncharted 4, you've got Doom, you've got Homefront, you've got Overwatch, the One Piece game, and I believe there's 1 or 2 other things like the Fallout 4 story-based DLC. Far Harbor is supposed to come out this month too. So just between all that, the month is booked. Like, the month will be completely booked with maybe some Persona 3 mixed in here and there. But between me doing reactions and reviews and all this kind of stuff, I know my month is going to be freaking booked. All right? So that's the deal. Let me know. What would you like to see me do when I finally have a little bit of free time coming up later in this week into the weekend? Let me know what kind of stuff you'd like to see. Is it Mafia 2? Hearthstone, or something completely different, all right? Let me know what you think. Outside of all that, now, let's get the elephants out of the room because there's a couple things I didn't mention. Number 1, tonight is a pay-per-view. WWE Payback is tonight. I'll be watching it, but the bottom line is with all these videos that I'm putting out this week, I'm not going to have time to do a reactions video to it, all right? It's fine. I don't have to do a reaction video to every single pay-per-view that WWE puts out. I say pay-per-view because they're not really pay-per-views anymore. They're just on-demand events on WWE Network. And by the way, this isn't a big one anyway. No one's really expecting much out of this event. But if there is, you know, like SummerSlam, I definitely do a reactions to. But right now, I don't think that I need to do reactions to that, all right? This week, the one new release is Battleborn, and I'm not playing it. After playing the beta, I was not that impressed. I thought that this is a game that'll be a lot of fun with friends, but if you're not going to have a dedicated group of friends to play with, it's not going to be very good. So I'm not going to play it. I'm skipping Battleborn. All right. Plus, it runs at 30 frames per second, which is unacceptable for a competitive FPS. Sorry, it just is. You know, modern consoles, they could have found a way to make it 60 frames. They were just fucking lazy, so I'm not playing that game. But this weekend, May 7th, Marvel's Captain America Civil War releases in theaters. Leanna and I will be seeing it. And yes, I will be doing a full react video to Captain America Civil War. Now, it won't be Saturday the 7th because we're going to go see it. It's going to be late. We're going to get home. I'll probably do it Sunday night. So on the 8th, Sunday night, I'll be putting out a full reacts to Civil War video right here on the King of Hate vlogs. So you'll know how I thought that movie turned out. From all advanced reactions, people have been saying it's amazing. I don't know. I try not to get hyped. Because when I get hyped, then I get disappointed if it's not as good, it doesn't live up to expectations. I obviously want it to live up to expectations, but let's see what happens, okay? So that's pretty much it for the weekend preview. One final quick review of everything. Tomorrow, Monday, the conclusion of Starfox and the review of Starfox on KO Gaming. Tuesday, Overwatch beta gameplay on DSP Gaming and my thoughts on Nioh on KO Gaming. Wednesday, could be more Overwatch, or it could be Persona 3, or it could be something else. It all depends on how much I liked Overwatch, alright? That'll be the stream. Wednesday night will be my thoughts on Overwatch on KO Gaming. Thursday, could be more Overwatch, could be Persona 3, or I might start something new, like Mafia 2, or a stream of Hearthstone, featuring the Whispers of the Old Gods card set. We'll see. It depends. I want to get your feedback over the week and see what people say, and I'll kind of play it by ear, and I'll go off of that, alright? But there will be Persona 3 gameplay to this week. Even if I don't play it all week, it'll be like Thursday, Friday night. I'll probably do small streams, or small sessions, offline sessions of it, because I definitely want to play more of that this week, alright? Same thing with Saturday, Sunday, Monday. The days are up in the air. We'll see what happens, okay? And we'll go from there. I'll play it by ear. If I'm starting a new game, obviously that's what it'll be. We'll see. But I don't want to promise you guys something, and then Overwatch sucks, and I don't want to play it anymore. Or maybe Overwatch is amazing, and now I want to play a lot of it, and I didn't leave myself time. You know what I mean? I don't want to overpromise and then underdeliver, and that's kind of how I'm playing it by ear. It's going to be more based on your feedback, what I actually do this week. And next week is the big one, with Uncharted 4, with Doom. That's going to be a giant week. I cannot wait. I mean, Uncharted is one of my favorite game series that I've ever done for YouTube, and obviously it was probably my favorite console-exclusive series on the PlayStation 3. And now to finally be able to have, at the end of the series, it comes full circle. You know the campaign's going to be outstanding, and you know that the multiplayer is good. I already played the beta of the multiplayer, and I loved it. Then Doom. I mean, it's like overload in 1 week. It's going to be so good. So, that is it for the weekend preview, everyone. I'd like to thank you for watching. No crawl, no patron crawl this week, simply because not all of the patron pledges have been processed yet. But next week, we'll have the patron crawl. Thank you to those who did pledge in April. I'll have more info on if we hit the goal, and if that event will happen later in the week. That's it, everyone. Peace out. Thanks for watching. See you for all the new stuff coming out this week. Bye-bye.